Hello, students. I am happy to see you here. As you know, I am traveling to South Korea, so it is impossible for me to meet with you in the classroom. So I decided to make a short video lecturing on self-transformational leadership and also LDP processes so that I may help you understand better and participate in this training with more enthusiasm and motivation. Also, another objective of this short video is to test how well the tape recording a lecture can be delivered to you. So I would be very happy if you give me your feedback after watching this video. Okay, before I go further, let me share with you the PowerPoint slide I prepared for today. Okay, this is the second lecture of self-transformational leadership, and most of the contents for today will be a kind of repetition of what I already said to you. The purpose is to just to remind you of the basic principles of the theory, and second is to give you some encouragement of um, of your participation in this very difficult, in a sense, training process. First, remember that P123 cycle is an ongoing cycle of individual self-transformation. So if you look at human behavior very carefully, you can discover that uh, we, before we do something, we set goals. We have goals in our hearts and minds. So setting goals is the first step of achieving something. In other words, if you do not have goals, then you have no achievement. So setting goals is important. However, setting goals itself is not same with achieving the goals. Between setting goals and the goals achieved, there is a process of changing the goals into reality. In order to achieve the goals we set, we have to go through the P2, the secure routines, and P3, save records process. Routines is a process of achieving the goals. If we want to achieve some goals, we have to repeat a certain routine again until we achieve the goal. So securing routines is important. And third, we have to save records. This is important because if we save records what we have done in the past, we can see what was our mistake, what was our shortcoming. And based on our records, we can improve the next goal setting, and we can improve our practicing the routines. So as we go on to this cycle, P123 cycle again and again, we can gradually improve ourselves as we achieve the goals we set. Okay. So this is a graphical or a diagram that shows how goals set are transformed, are changed into the achieved goals. So between the goals set and the goals achieved, there must be routines and records which must be done, must be practiced by ourselves. So depending on how we keep our routines and how we keep our records. The goals achieved will be determined. Okay. Here I'm going to give you one important principle that is called one-to-one correspondence between the routines and records. As you see, routines are the things that are done in the real world, and records are the things that are recorded in our journals. So what it means that if there is something done in the real world, then that outcome, that result must be recorded in the journal. That is one-to-one correspondence between routine and records. If you recall the mathematics learning, you should, I think you should have learned the one-to-one correspondence between the two sets in order for a functional relationship to be able established. Suppose there is a set A and there is set B. So here we have, there is a set called routines and there is another set called records. And for each and every element in the set routines, such as daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, and so forth, there must be one and only one corresponding element in the set of records. Then we can say that there is functional relationship. That's exactly what I'm going to say here as one-to-one correspondence. So I would like to tell you that even though you have graduated, after graduating from PGI, whenever you do something, whenever you practice something in the world, try to save the record of your activity. That is one-to-one correspondence between something done in the real world and something recorded in your journal. And if you make it your rule, if you make it your practice to record what you have done and reflect on what you have achieved and what you have not achieved, will help you improve yourself and succeed in your future life. And finally, I am going to say several things about the self transformation. First, the self transformation is not achieved overnight. It cannot be achieved just 1 week or 2 weeks. It's a lifelong journey. Second, SMP fitness training is a process of discovering ourselves. If you 100% achieve every day, if you do what you have planned perfectly, that is very wonderful. But you must have discovered how weak you are, how what unsystematic we are. Okay, so SMP fitness training is not a easy training. So not only the success, but also the failure is important experience for you to discover who you are and what you are. Okay, so SMP Fitness is not just a training, it's not just a recording, it's not just setting goals and doing something, but it is a process of discovering ourselves, understanding who we are, what we are. Okay. Third, in this training, we have to encourage ourselves and also encourage one another among classmates so that we may be motivated and keep on going in order to retain the energy to keep going. Fourth, self transformation is a lifelong journey. It is not achieved overnight. So you should be persistent. Even though you fail, even though you fall down, never be discouraged. Never give up. You get up again and begin to go forward again. So it is a lifelong journey. Finally, the more you change yourself, the better you can change others. It means that only when we can change ourselves and only when we understand how difficult it is for human beings to change themselves, and only at that time we can understand other people better and understand. And based on that understanding, we can effectively transform or change others. Okay. Before I go, let me show you what I have done today. This is the journal of 22nd of February. So you will see that in the spiritual fitness, I have highlighted a verse of the day. And also in the third row, I have reflection. So the spiritual fitness must consist of a verse of the day and then reflections. So I chose as the verse of today the first verse of today's devotional. That should a gracious woman attains honor and a strong man retain riches. And I have put down some reflections. I wrote human beings need both grace and strength. If woman's graciousness and man's strength combined, nothing would be impossible. That's what I thought this morning. And third, we have mental fitness. Mental fitness is after you memorize the today's verse. So I memorized the verse of the day. A gracious woman attains honor, and strong men retain riches. And after memorizing the verse, I wrote it down on the mental fitness space like this. So I wrote it without looking at the verse here. And then I solved the mathematics problem. I feel that this mathematics problem these days are too easy anyway. The purpose of solving one mathematics problem every morning is to train our minds. Okay. So what is the remainder of 20 divided by 3? I said 2. Remainder of 17 divided by 2, I said 1. And as physical fitness, I did cycling, and I did 50 times of squat and push-ups 30 times. I strongly recommend as boy students to do 100 squats and 100 push-ups because you are much younger than I. Here, I set 3 goals. Okay, visit somebody, call somebody, and do something. Okay. So every day you cannot be perfect, but never be disappointed. If you do something, then record it in the journal and discover yourself as you write the journal. I wish you good luck, and I would anticipate to meeting with you. I will send you about 10 to 15 minutes video clips if this lecture is found to be useful and working. Then I will send you many more video clips lecturing or answering the things that you are interested in and you are curious about. Okay, thank you. Okay, I will see you again.